welcome back to Read Aloud with Miss Cope. Happy Friday. It is April the 17th and I'm glad to be back here with all of you. Just to let you know, next week I will not be posting any Read Aloud videos because it is our April break. It is also my birthday that week. One thing I might do is post maybe a birthday special Read Aloud on my birthday, which is the 22nd. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. We'll leave that a secret. But I hope you all enjoy your week off from school and school duties. I know you can't go anywhere, but it's a good time to just relax and be with your loved ones and your family. All right, With the Might of Angels by Andrea Davis Pinkney. I do have permission from Scholastic to read this with you. We left off Tuesday, March 1st, 1955. Last time we read, it was a little heavy, right? There was a lot of stuff going on in this community. Not only did Dawnie speak up in history class, but also she discovered a letter that was in the Hadley Register from Mr. Dunphy, speaking up about the rights of all American citizens. And he was quoting the Constitution, right? And people didn't agree with that. And next thing you know, Mr. Dunphy is not at school anymore. All right, let's continue. Can't write long. I've fallen very behind on my schoolwork. Mrs. Elmer is letting me make up the biology test tomorrow. Well, at least she says it'll be tomorrow. I learned my lesson from last time. Mrs. Elmer has a tricky memory. Smiley face. I also missed math and English. Unless some miracle happens and I have no chance of earning my way to being bell ringer, if I were allowed to attend study hall, I'd be able to catch up. Today, I banged the erasers harder than hard, stomped my feet too. Later, there was one good thing about today. Spring training has begun for Major League Baseball. That means Jackie's got his bat hiked high. Getting ready to play. Yay, Jackie, yay! Wednesday, March 2nd, 1955, diary book. I took the biology test today. At least Mrs. Elmer gave the test when she said she'd give the test, but man sakes, that test tripped me up. I got confused about the parts of a cell. Nucleus, cell wall, flagella, I think I pronounced it right, which is the outer layer. I couldn't remember, even though I'd studied hard. The stuff about bacteria came to me a little easier. We got a story assigned for English class, The 3 Questions by Leo Tolstoy. Here are 3 questions by Dawnie Ray Johnson. 1. Why is school so hard for me now? 2. When will my eraser clapping torture end? And 3. What really happened to Mr. Dunphy? Later, Mama and Daddy were glued to the radio tonight. They turned the volume up, which always means there's something they especially want to hear. I listened close when I heard the man on the radio say, "It's yet to be determined if the child has sustained injuries." There was a news report about a Negro girl named Claudette Colvin. Today, she refused to give up her seat on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama, to a white woman after the driver demanded it. Claudette was carried off the bus backward while being kicked and handcuffed on her way to the police station. Dear Claudette Colvin, I know how scared you were on that segregated bus. I know how you felt when the driver demanded that you move and all of a sudden you were carried backward. You wanted to kick those people back, didn't you? I know. Love, Dawnie Ray. Sounds like another woman we learned about. Rosa Parks, right? Thursday, March 3rd, 1955, diary book. Less than 2 months till May. If anybody asks who's counting, I will be quick to tell them I've got 10 fingers and 10 toes, and I've used each and every one 5 times over to tick off the days till I can break free on my pogo. Friday, March 4th, 1955, diary book. My report card came today. My grades have slipped. Being sick and missing school sent me back. I got all B's, not a single A. I did not make the honor roll. My name will not be in the newspaper near Gertie's, whose name will be at the top of the list of students with last names beginning with the letter F. Saturday, March 5th, 1955, diary book. There's one thing integration has not put a halt to, and that's Mama's laundry business. I guess no matter who goes to school with who, people still like their collars and cuffs done right. Daddy was right. People know a good thing when it's good, and Mama's way of doing laundry is the best. It seems the more laundry Mama takes in, the more requests she gets. Her reputation is growing. Daddy's put together a system for getting it all done. Mama washes and presses, Daddy folds, then wraps the clean items in their brown delivery bag. I label the packages with the names of each one's owner. Goober stacks them. This is how we spend Saturdays and many weekdays evenings after homework and supper. Daddy's taking to making the laundry delivery in his truck. Something's changed in Daddy. He stopped calling laundry women's work. Today, Daddy told Mama, "You ought to hang out a shingle, Loretta." What kind of shingle? Mama was only paying attention part way. She was pressing a collar tip with the nose of her iron. "You need a sign outside that says Loretta's Laundry." Daddy seemed to be thinking hard on his suggestion. Mama didn't look up from her ironing board. "Who'll see my shingle?" "Your customers," Daddy said. "My customers are all from Ivoryton. They won't come close to this neighborhood. I go to them, remember?" Daddy was lining up the corners on a pillowcase, preparing to fold it. Steam rose from Mama's iron. Her face glistened from its heat. She said, "This is not a single one of those people who will come to this neighborhood, Curtis, not even to drop off or pick up their own clothes. Expecting them to come to me is expecting cats to play peacefully with dogs. It'll never happen." Daddy didn't press the issue, but I could tell by the determined way he was folding the pillowcase that the discussion wasn't over. Mama didn't let it go. She shook her head. "It'll be a long day off before anybody from Ivoryton comes to see my shingle." Sunday, March 6, 1955, diary book. March is coming in with a roar. It snowed today, then turned to rain, then got icy. This is not like Virginia. Hurry up, spring. My pogo stick's waiting. I could say the same thing right now. Hurry up, spring. We need you to come. Monday, March 7th, 1955, diary book. I've thought of a way to make the clapping of erasers go faster, and that's to sing while clapping them. But what song goes well with erasers? I need something with a sure rhythm. When I told Mr. Williams my idea, he said singing does make unpleasant work tolerable. He told me to sing "This Little Light of Mine," one of my favorite songs from church. Mine too. The clapping did go faster, but it's very hard to shine through a cloud of chalk, dust, and that white stuff still clings to my clothes and hair and inside my nose. Okay, really quickly, I gotta sing a part of "This Little Light of Mine" to you. So it goes. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Tuesday, March 8th, 1955, diary book. Do teachers even talk to each other? Don't they know they're each assigning a bundle of homework to the same students at the same time? I can do the work, but it's getting all the work done on time that's twisting me up. Everything's due next Friday. Everything. Tonight I read and read and read Leo Tolstoy's The Three Questions from English class. Then for biology I read and read and read about something called cell division. History has not been the same since Mr. Dumfrey left. We don't talk about things in class. We read. Mrs. Harris tells us what she thinks about what we've read. Then there's a quiz. So tonight, I read and read and read about the Virginia Plan of 1787 and memorized stuff about how this plan helped develop the branches of government. Oh, I think my tea's ready. Hold on one moment, my friends. And we're back. Sorry about that. So tonight I read and read and read about the Virginia Plan of 1787 and memorize stuff about how this plan helps develop the branches of government. Then, on a math worksheet, I wrote and wrote and wrote answers to a whole mess of questions about exponents. When my eyes broke free from crossing, I went back to my biology book and read for fun about froggy innards. Thursday, March 10th, 1955, diary book. There was an assembly at school today. Mr. Lloyd, the principal, announced the arrival of what will be called the Prettyman Bell. He held up a picture of the Prettyman Bell, which is set to be delivered to our school in May. Mr. Lloyd said the new bell ringer will be announced at that time. This afternoon, as I clapped and clapped those erasers clean, I heard that bell sounding in my thoughts. Saturday, March 12th, 1955, diary book. Mr. Sutter came calling again. It was morning this time. He was holding a small crate in both his arms. Daddy greeted him. I was in our side yard working on my batter swing, slicing through this cold day with the weight of my bat's wood. Daddy didn't see me, but I had a good view of him from behind. Mr. Sutter said, "Curtis, I'm here to offer you your job back." This boycott has been hard on all of us. To be honest, my business has taken a real dip with so many Negroes not purchasing my products. The boycott has spread from Hadley to towns all over. Not one colored customer or supplier will buy from me. If things don't pick up, I'm at risk of having to shut down. Wow. Didn't see that coming. Mr. Sutter held out the crate towards Daddy. He said, "I've brought you and your family some cheese and our best butter, Sutter's Premium Salted." I've never tasted Sutter's Premium Salted. We can't afford it. I was glad not to be in Daddy's shoes right then. He had a hard decision to make. He wanted a job badly, but the boycott had brought on some ugly, dangerous things, and Sutter's Premium Salted was as good as a crate filled with gold. Daddy didn't even take a moment to think about Mr. Sutter's offer. He said, "Sir, while I'm thankful for your butter, I can't work for you. Your advertisement in our local newspaper made your opinion about segregation very clear." There was silence between the two men. Finally, Mr. Sutter said, "I acted in haste." Haste means very quickly. He acted too quickly. "Curtis, I didn't know where this integration was going. Besides, that was in the past. Can we just move on?" There was pleading in Mr. Sutter's voice. He was near to begging. Daddy said, "I've moved on, sir." The straightforward way Daddy spoke is not how Negroes talk to whites in Hadley. Daddy was polite, but he was also standing up for Mr. Sutter. To Mr. Sutter, Daddy said, "Thank you for the offer, but my answer is no." Mr. Sutter couldn't say anything to that. He set the crate on our front porch. He was leaving Daddy his gift. Daddy shook his head. He lifted the crate, handed it back to Mr. Sutter. "No, thank you, sir." Wow, Daddy was really bold to do that, to stand up to Mr. Sutter. Sunday, March 13th, 1955, diary book. I don't know if Mama's requests for laundry have doubled or if the same number of people are sending more clothes to be cleaned and pressed, but man's sakes have the piles grown. On Sunday, we no longer linger after church services for donuts and fellowship. We come right home and get to laundering. Today I asked Mama, isn't Sunday the day the Lord made for resting? Mama said if the Lord had meant us to rest, he wouldn't have blessed us with so many shirts and skirts that need cleaning and pressing. Lord, I'm tired of laundry. All right. I think we're going to leave it at that, friends, for now. I will see you later. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and an amazing and restful break with your family. I hope you are safe and well. I miss you all. Thanks for watching. Toodles.